In a world where every brand screams flagship killer and every phone promises to be the best bang for your buck, finding a truly balanced smartphone is a battlefield. That's where we step in. At ChoiceTop, we test, compare, and break down what really matters. Real performance, real value, no marketing fluff. In this video, we're counting down the top 5 best value smartphones of 2025, where each pick nails that sweet spot between price and performance. Whether you're after flagship features without the flagship price, or just want a solid daily driver that won't let you down, we've got you covered. These aren't just random picks. We've handpicked models based on real-world use, long-term value, software experience, and that all-important price tag. So if you're shopping smart in 2025, watch till the end, because sometimes the best phone isn't the most expensive. It's the one that just gets everything right. Let's get into it.
To kick things off is a phone that quietly delivers more than you'd expect for the price, the OnePlus Nord N30 5G. Launched in 2024, it's not trying to be a flagship, and that's exactly why it's a smart buy. Let's break it down. You're getting a 6.72-inch IPS LCD display with a 120 Hz refresh rate, and that alone puts it ahead of many budget competitors still stuck at 60 Hz. Under the hood is the Snapdragon 695, not a powerhouse, but absolutely solid for everyday use, multitasking, and casual gaming. Paired with 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB of storage, it keeps things smooth, especially with Oxygen OS staying relatively clean and responsive. Battery, a solid 5,000 mAh with 67-watt SuperVOOC fast charging. That's a spec you usually see on way pricier models. The camera system is led by a 108-megapixel main sensor. Now, don't expect flagship-level image processing, but for daylight shots and social media-ready pics, it more than holds its own. Here's the thing, for around $250 on Amazon, the Nord N30 isn't pretending to be something it's not. It's a well-balanced budget phone that gets the essentials right: screen, speed, battery, and price. Clean software, future-proof 5G, and fast charging, that's a combo that's tough to beat in this range.
Moving up the list, we're stepping into more refined territory with the Samsung Galaxy A35 5G, released in early 2024, and this one's a real case study in long-term value done right. Let's get technical. You've got a 6.6-inch Super AMOLED display pushing FHD plus resolution with the 120 Hz refresh rate. This isn't just good for the price, it's genuinely one of the best displays under $400. Whether you're scrolling, streaming, or gaming, Samsung's display quality is consistently in a league of its own, even in the mid-range. Inside, it's powered by the Exynos 1380 processor. Not a benchmark monster, but highly efficient and surprisingly capable when paired with 6 or 8 GB of RAM. Daily performance is smooth, thermals are well managed, and the One UI software, while heavier than stock, brings years of updates, a clean aesthetic, and solid optimization. Now, the camera, 50-megapixel main sensor with OIS, plus a decent ultra-wide and macro setup. Where it shines is video stabilization and low-light photography, areas where most mid-rangers struggle. And the 5,000 mAh battery with 25-watt charging isn't class-leading on speed, but it's dependable and lasts easily through a day and a half. But here's what really sets the A35 apart: Samsung's ecosystem and update policy. 4 years of OS updates and 5 years of security patches. That's basically flagship-level support in a phone that costs under $300. If you care about display quality, camera consistency, and long-term reliability more than raw specs, the A35 is the smart, strategic buy.
Stepping into third place, we're looking at a phone that doesn't just aim for value, it challenges the concept of mid-range altogether. Meet the Poco F6. Launched in 2025, and arguably one of the most performance-focused devices you can buy without blowing your budget. At its core, it's running the Snapdragon 8S Gen 3. Yes, that's a flagship-tier chip, just slightly dialed down from the full 8 Gen 3. It's built on the same 4nm architecture, meaning high efficiency, low thermals, and excellent real-world speed. Multitasking, gaming, video editing, this phone eats it all without flinching.
Now the display, 6.67-inch AMOLED, 1.5K resolution, 120Hz refresh rate, and up to 2400 nits peak brightness. It's sharp, vibrant, and visible even in direct sunlight. Poco also adds 1920Hz PWM dimming, a big deal if you're sensitive to screen flicker. The camera setup features a 50-megapixel Sony IMX882 sensor with OIS. Results are consistent, especially in daylight, and portrait mode is surprisingly refined. It's not the most versatile camera system, but it nails the basics with confidence. Battery? A reliable 5000 mAh paired with 90-watt fast charging. And yes, the charger is included in the box. You're getting a full day's power in under 40 minutes. The phone also ships with HyperOS, based on Android 14, minimal bloat, smooth animations, and frequent updates. The Poco F6 is for those who want pure performance without the flagship markup. It's not trying to win on gimmicks, it just delivers clean, focused power. And in 2025, that's a rare thing.
Runner-up on our list is a device that takes a bold approach to value, not just through specs, but through experience. The Nothing Phone 2A, released in early 2024, isn't your typical mid-range phone, and that's exactly why it stands out. Design first. This thing looks like nothing else in the segment. Transparent back, minimalist glyph lighting, symmetrical bezels, it's a visual statement. But it's not just about aesthetics. The build quality is rock solid, with Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and a composite back that feels far more premium than the price suggests. Under the hood, you've got the MediaTek Dimensity 7200 Pro, a 4nm chip built in collaboration with Nothing, and it shows. Performance is snappy, efficient, and consistent, especially when paired with 8 or 12 gigabytes of RAM and 128 to 256 gigabytes of UFS 2.2 storage. The phone flies through daily tasks, multitasking, and even moderate gaming without the heat or lag you'd expect at this level. The display, 6.7-inch FHD+ OLED, 120Hz adaptive refresh, HDR10+, and 1600 nits peak brightness. Colors pop, blacks are deep, and the overall experience feels closer to flagship than budget. It's honestly hard to believe the price when you use this screen side by side with more expensive devices. Camera-wise, the 50-megapixel dual sensor setup doesn't promise miracles, but the results are clean, color accurate, and consistent. Nothing's post-processing is restrained, in a good way, avoiding the typical over-sharpening and saturation tricks. Battery life is solid at 5000 mAh, and the 45-watt fast charging is reliable. No wireless charging, but let's be honest, it's a fair trade-off for everything else you're getting here. The real magic, though, is in the software. Nothing OS 2.5, based on Android 14, is fast, stripped down, and uniquely styled. There's zero bloat, beautiful iconography, and updates are regular and meaningful. In short, the Nothing Phone 2A doesn't just offer great specs for the price. It creates a cohesive, polished experience that feels like it should cost more. And in the mid-range, that's gold. And taking the top spot, no surprise for those who follow the smart money, is the Google Pixel 8a. Released in May 2024, it's not just another affordable phone, it's the most well-rounded, intelligent, and future-proof device you can buy for under $500, period. Let's start where it really matters: software and updates. The Pixel 8a runs Android 14 straight from Google, clean, bloat-free, and loaded with exclusive Pixel features. But here's the kicker: it's promised 7 years of OS and security updates. That's longer than many flagships costing twice as much. In terms of long-term value, nothing else in the mid-range even comes close. Performance, handled by the same Google Tensor G3 chip used in the Pixel 8 Pro. That means you get flagship-level AI smarts, smooth multitasking, and seamless integration with Google's ecosystem. Paired with 8 gigs of RAM, the experience is consistently fluid, whether you're using voice commands, live translation, or editing photos. Speaking of photos, this is where the Pixel 8a just embarrasses most phones in its class. The 64-megapixel main sensor with OIS, combined with Google's computational photography, produces stunning results. Sharp detail, balanced contrast, natural colors, and the night mode still untouchable in this price bracket. The 6.1-inch OLED display may be compact, but it's high quality, HD+, 120Hz, and bright enough to handle direct sunlight. Plus, the smaller size makes the phone comfortable to hold and operate one-handed, which is becoming rare in 2025. Battery life is solid too. 4492 mAh with 18-watt wired and 7.5-watt wireless charging. Not the fastest charger around,
but the software optimization helps the Pixel last through a full day with no stress. And finally, the extras: IP67 water resistance, Gorilla Glass 3, full 5G support, and all the Pixel exclusive perks like call screen, recorder with AI transcription, magic eraser, and more. In short, if you want a phone that's smart, secure, and still kicking 5 years from now, the Pixel 8a is hands down the most intelligent buy. Not just a budget Pixel, it's the mid-range phone to beat in 2025.
So, there you have it, the top 5 smartphones of 2025 that absolutely nail the price to performance balance. From the raw efficiency of the Poco F6 to the polished software of the Pixel 8a, each model on this list brings something uniquely valuable to the table. And that's the point. There's no one-size-fits-all best phone. It's about finding the right fit for you. If you're chasing clean Android with long-term support, Pixel wins. Prefer flashy design and minimalist UI? Nothing Phone 2a is a statement. Need serious performance on a budget? Poco's got your back. Want premium display quality and long-term updates? Samsung delivers. And if you're just looking for the essentials done right, OnePlus Nord N30 gets it done without drama. In 2025, spending smart doesn't mean settling. These phones prove that great tech doesn't have to cost a fortune. You just need to know where to look. And that's why you're here. Want the links to these models? Check the description below. Everything's there, updated and ready. And if you found your next phone thanks to this video, drop us a like, subscribe for more expert picks, and let us know in the comments which one you'd go for. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and always make the smart choice.